This is for the book lovers. Hi, I'm Nabuire.
Hi, I'm Marcella.
Hi, I'm Washera, and welcome to Bookish Banter. This is episode 3, and today we're discussing Dream Count by Chimamanda.
So hi guys. Anyway, so Dream Count. I feel like this book was a bit too long. However, Dream Count is I'll just give like a small summary first, and then we can discuss whatever happened. So there are four girls in this book, and Chimamanda goes to explain the different lives of these girls differently, separately, but then their lives intersect so easily in the book. So they all live out of Nigeria, but then it feels like they are all from the same region. They're experiencing the same things. Ideally, it's about love, relationships, life, business, and whatnot. So these girls are Chiamaka, and then there's Kadiatou. So Chiamaka is a like a well-off babe who lives in the UK, right? And
In the States.
in the US. So she comes from ideally like a rich family, and so when she goes into the US, when she's now doing business, she's still at the top of that echelon. And so there's Kadiatou who now works for her, who's the house help. She's from Guinea, and she has a daughter. And then there's Omelogor, who is the cousin to Chiamaka. And then there's Zikora, who is a friend. She's like a business analyst, I think. So
In law, I think.
right?
In law.
In law, the business analyst could be Omelogor.
No. Like she does something with law.
Yeah.
Omelogor is the banker. Banker now, writer.
Yeah. So I mean, these girls, everybody, it's just like the normal life we're doing right now because everybody is living their own separate lives, but we can have intertwined relationships. And I feel like Chimamanda here is. I'm sorry, I'm very biased, because I do not necessarily understand Chimamanda's way of writing. I could say I'm single-minded, by the way, because I would want a book to be beginning is like this and then the end is like that, like a storyline. But Chimamanda has intersected things. The people are different. They have these separate themes, which is good as well if you look at it from a different perspective. But for me, I think I'm finding it difficult to understand. So yeah, so based on that, if I would rate the book, I would rate it 3.5 or 3.85 Apple, because I think it is a good book. The stories are really good. She has a very nice way of writing the book. Even expressing herself and explaining who are these men in these girls' lives. And ideally, also, I had a problem with the fact that she focused on the men. Like, ideally, it's girls and it's about a man, and they're discussing every conversation they're having, it's about a man, or, and how they influence their lives. But then again, isn't that how all girls relate, right? Yeah, so basically 3.85 because of my personal bias towards Chimamanda, but the book is well written, and then I feel like I need to work on myself for sure. Maybe I need to stop being single-minded and open up. Yeah, we can proceed to ratings, and then what do you think about the book?
I guess my rating will also be let's say like 3.75. I like the book. I feel like it's very realistic. It's not like up in the clouds, like sort of. It's very realistic, and I feel like I think I've said this before, when a character irritates you or annoys you, it's because you can relate, they're human.
For sure.
So I felt like her characters were very human. That you'd be like, why would you do that? Even as a friend, you'd be like, why are you tolerating this person, or why are you staying in this position? Such scenarios, something that could happen even when there was moments of classism that Kadi experienced. You can see this is something that would happen today, which actually she did say it's something that happened to somebody, and there's where that's why she decided to like go along and write that storyline. So I found it very realistic. I found the beginning very slow.
Yeah.
Very, very slow. I really struggled. I felt like because it started from like COVID, and as you mentioned, the book was divided into the four babes. And when we were speaking about Chiamaka and COVID, I was like, okay, we get it. It's COVID. But it felt so slow. And I guess like it's one of those things, having lived COVID, it's like you're taking me back, but you're taking me back day by day.
Yes.
And I guess maybe she really wanted us to experience now a day has ended. Now we are into the next one. Now we're having Zoom calls. But I found the beginning very slow. I found the beginning very slow. But I like the relationship that they have with each other. I like the sort of, it's not it's not a straight line. There's like the ladies get along, like Chiamaka and Omelogor. Yeah, they were like related, but like they didn't always agree, but they had like deep love for each other. You have the conflicts that can't be explained.
They were more like friends. Really.
Yeah, they were super friends, and they were also like cousins, family. So like they had like such a close bond, and even she had other cousins, but this specific one, and I think especially in a family perspective, you might have many cousins, but there's always one who you relate to more. And I felt like that was really, like, you could clearly see it and why they gravitated towards each other. The friendship with Zikora and the whole triangle, because sometimes they say, especially in female friendships, just because the three of us are here doesn't mean we'll get along the same.
Sure.
And sometimes you can find two people just don't like each other and they can never explain it. And I guess like that's what Zikora's deal was, because the whole time I was trying to understand, but why don't you like her? And I feel it's because Omelogor was so confident in who she was. Like she had zero apologies. Like, this is who I am. Take it or leave it. Yeah, but yeah, it's a big. It felt like a big book. It felt like it was dragged out for longer than it needed to be. But I think what she wanted to get out of it came out. It was. I think the aspect that I liked the most was, we are human. We make mistakes. Now read it, because sometimes you can see, I've actually done this. I've actually stayed with a man longer. I've actually stayed at a job longer. I actually had a fear of like completely like shifting careers, and you could see that. And that's the aspect about the book that I loved the most. Yeah. But it was too
real.
long. Yeah, it was real.
Very real.
It was very real. I love that, but it was too long.
Unnecessarily.
What?
Yeah. So my rating, I'll give it a 3.75. It was long. I liked it. Was very, very relatable. I guess most of the things that you said I agree with, because like you could see yourself in some of, like, the struggles of Chiamaka, like the way she's struggling with the men. Like, she knows these things are like, I don't need to be here, but you're still there.
But she's
so and she's cognizant of it. So it was very relatable. Also, that, like, because now we did the Chimamanda books this month. Yeah. So that was a book that I could relate with, because the setting was a period I've experienced. This was it was a struggle, but now this one was like, yes, I've been through COVID. I understand, like, that stillness, like sitting and coming to the reality of like, this is like life without all this other kelele. Also, it was interesting to see again the way, like, these successful women, but relationship, it's not reflecting. It's like, just girls. So it was again very long, but it was a nice read. It was a very, very nice read. I enjoyed it.
Me, I'm struggling with Chimamanda. I think I don't know. I didn't get. I reached at a place where I was like, this is a lot. Okay, and I get it. Like, it's we are relating to the everyday. We're in business. We're in the job place, we have relationships. We're like, oh my god, there's a boring relationship here. We keep asking, why is Chia going back? Why is this? This guy is, what was that? Danielle treating her so badly. But then Chia is so sweet. I mean, Chia is a good character. She's so sweet. But that also reflects to the, as a girl, like, I know I'm not a bad person, but for sure I have been with people that I cannot explain why someone
you were there and stayed so long.
They're talking to you badly. They're shutting you down in conversations in front of your friends. And you're like, I love that, in fact, about Nigerian authors, they are real. They have experienced, I don't know what it is they experience in Nigeria, but for sure, they bring out that kind of deep feelings of anger, of, I don't know, that kind of experience that Shia and the girls went through in a so well written format. I like that, even if the themes are very strong. But that's one thing I loved about this particular book. But I did nimemaliza. Simaoni.
Of the four characters,
yeah.
who did you like the most, or whose story did you like see character did give the most character development of the four ladies, like from the beginning to the end? Because if you think about it, like she spanned across like a couple of years. I think we started with the babes in like their late 20s, and we were clocking off with them in their like the early 40s. So we walked a decade or more with these ladies. So who did you feel like you can see character development, you can see growth, or the opposite?
Oh my gosh. Oh, that's a good question. So, I wanna say Chia. I don't know about like changing and evolving and all these things, but the fact that she's noticed like that time she had gone on safari, met with the ex, and then she had the realization that this man is selfish. And like such moments, I think I related with Chia a lot for your book. So and I'd say for that reason. What about you?
I think for me, I'd say Chia as well, because especially towards the end, and even just to mention like the explanation of the book, she was tying it to men, which okay, good for her, but like she was basically saying dreams, like counting her dreams, or like things that didn't go as she expected. And that's what she's like, this is my dream count. And she was reflecting on all these relationships that she had and things not going well. So I liked that she was able to come to a situation where one of the guys that she ended with was literally what you'd hope to find in a guy. And I loved Chuka for her. And she ended it, and like all her insecurities, where she was like, but he doesn't understand me. He came and showed, I do understand you, because she was a writer, and he was like, I understand your grievances. I understand why you feel like other people don't understand you, but me, I get you. And she told him like, you get me. And then she had like a love in her head, like those ones of like a vision somewhere in the sky living that like no human being could fulfill. And even when she had like the best man delivered to her, she still just didn't see it. So her reflection of being like, you know what, that was the guy. That should have been the guy for me, because he was very assertive and he made what he wanted clear from the get, and he didn't waste her time and he didn't play with her feelings, but like she was still in her bubble. So I like that she had like that realization of, okay, I did, and then who fucked that up. So maybe next time I wouldn't do that. So I liked her reflection about that. I also like that towards the end she called it and was like, Daniel wasn't a good man to me, and she didn't, because everybody around her was telling her like, honestly, like this guy is not it. And in a way, this guy resented her and liked her at the same time because of her money. And it's like he wanted to punish her for having a lot, and he had like so many backhanded compliments
even coming to her house,
and then he'd be like
asking funny questions. I'm like,
he has so many. It's like he wanted to feel bad, but he's still enjoying every single thing, because like she'd offer to pay. It was just so strange. So it was like eventually at the end of it took really long, but she stood up and she like knew who she was. So I like that growth for her. And another one is Zikora. For me, something that stood out is the relationship that she had with her mother, and towards the end realizing that her mom is just a girl.
Person,
is just a girl, and because I feel like she worshipped her dad and blamed her mom for their split without understanding what really happened in that relationship. And of course, maybe as a kid, you gravitate towards maybe like you're the easier parent, and
the
then
fun parent.
you blame this other one because maybe they are stricter.
Yeah.
But like I feel like for the context of like an adult relationship as a child, you really don't understand what is going on. Yeah, you really don't understand like what your parents, or in this case your mom, is covering you to not understand. So now you keep like blaming her. So until she had a child of her own, and like of course her and her mom have very big personalities and they're very strong, and but the fact that her mom put all these things down and came and supported her and was present and even told her like her truth, like listen, the reason that like why I was okay with your dad having like another wife is because I couldn't have other kids. It's because I had to have like a surgery, what's it called? The surgery that she had to have like her womb like removed.
I can't remember that one.
Yeah. So anyways, like she had a whole surgery and she didn't tell the dad, and she was like, yeah, that's why, because I knew I couldn't give him the son or any other kid that he wanted.
Yeah.
I was like, you might as well have another
family.
Another wife and like another family, and this person will give you. But like the fact that the mom was going through this all by herself but still putting off like a strong front, and the fact that she could call, because there's a time Zikora, the baby daddy, just abandoned her and she had so much bitterness, and the mom came from a place of just because you're angry at your baby daddy doesn't mean you should vent at other people's men because of things that you like. You go here at a corner, but these other people are not the enemies. So I liked that they found like common ground, and like she could understand that at the end of the day she's my mom, but she's a woman, she's a person first, and I love that.
That's the thing about being grown as a lady, because a lot of that, even traditionally African, I don't know about European or whatever, but African families, they guard a lot. The kids don't know so much about what's happening with their parents. So as you grow up, now you're starting to have like a disillusionment, disappointment of, oh my God, you want to mean you guys were not perfect? You want to mean, oh my God, my mom was like this? I feel that also reflects, which is very good that Chimamanda brought that out, because it's a clear reflection of how the society works, for sure. That Zikora, yes, we are girls and whatever, but now we are grown and we can understand what our parents were going through and whatever. And I also like that part of explaining and coming to for Zikora. Yeah. Even Chia, I think for me also was also a coming to, because we are girls, and sometimes when you're in love, and sometimes you have trauma bonds or whatever, and you think, oh, just because you're shutting me down, or Pia, like sometimes having so much money, you feel like maybe that's a problem, right? Because you want to make sure your boyfriend feels comfortable, and you're like, oh no, I'm sorry, I need to apologize for being privileged, and that's how Chia was feeling. So this guy comes to her house, and he's questioning about, oh, also you guys do this, also you guys have this and what, but then also he's appreciating, but he wasn't there genuinely.
But he wasn't appreciating, he was just rude.
Yeah, like he was rude, like anasema, like the way you a rat bites and then that's what he was doing.
Yeah, he was just rude. He was like,
in the case of Ville, I'm a man, I should have more. I don't understand why you was he was like, he's jealous. He was
definitely jealous. But he was also liking that because of how he could experience so many things, he could travel so many places.
Was it on Chia's account?
Yes, sure. Majority of the time it was. But because he was so angry, and it's like he wanted her to, he was just looking for a way to have her be small, like he wanted to shrink her as much as possible, because even like he kept making comments like, oh, but where did your dad get his money from? Like it was just he didn't want to accept the fact that this is just somebody who it's not generational wealth. I think that's another thing ilikuwa inamuuma, the fact that this baba yake, he worked hard and now he's like rich and now he's just there, just angry and bitter. He was just angry and bitter, and then he always just wanted to to make her feel small, like even mbele ya friends wake, like akisema kitu anamwangalia like
oh my god, but there's so many guys like that out here, which I don't know if it's a problem of the guys, but they want the babes to be lesser, loosely said, lesser than them, then the masculinity or ego now works for them, but also they don't want to be associated with quote unquote gold diggers, because now they'll be like, oh, so now you're using my money because of ABC. But that's just what the society looks like.
But I feel like it boils down to like a personal thing,
Which could be
because like you see, if you're born and like your parents worked hard and they did the thing, and now like you're born in money, it's not your responsibility now to help Daniel recover because he's not from the same. I feel like it's one of those things where you need to be like, okay, and yeah, equally yoked. Also, it comes to like financially, because sometimes I can't heal your traumas because now you're here on scholarship. Now you want to make me
feel bad.
Every time you're like, like, because for me some things I'm like, let me just go to like Dubai and relax. Now that one you're angry about it.
Yes.
Now you're angry about it, but like that's how I was raised. I feel like it's not supposed to be your responsibility to heal another person or to cater to them. I feel like, yes, it's the society right now, but it comes back to you're the one who needs to get yourself out of that situation. Because this person will also, they'll never tell you, leave me, but their actions constantly make you feel shitty about yourself. I know you can't make your dad be broke so that your boyfriend can feel good about themselves. It's like, wait.
Because anyway, that is something that he needed to do by himself. Like, ask himself, why am I? He doesn't. That's the thing. That's the other thing, because he doesn't realize he's doing it, because he doesn't even realize possibly why he's feeling resentment towards this person, and it's just because she didn't have to do anything. As long as, because she's alive, she's breathing, she doesn't have to work hard for anything, because she has everything handed to her and she can just do anything with her life. But also I like that she wanted to do things.
And if you think about it, of the richer people, she was like the nicest. She was never rude. She was never like, she didn't look down at anybody. Like, even if she didn't like come out and say it, maybe like her mannerisms, like she's not those people who like had to let you know
that she has money.
So she was so humble. I think maybe that's another thing
she
that
also
was
applied herself. I'm here. I felt like she was so warm for the rest. That's why even the girl group merged so well. Because you see,
because she was literally like the piece. I think like to this broke guy, or like the guy who I think her also just being like low key. Is something else. Maybe for him, he was like, if me, I was this rich.
Everyone would know. Everyone would know me. I feel like we've talked about Chia a lot. I mean, we can speak about Kadiatou. And Kadiatou is I feel like she's Nahapo Nyuma. Like, she's a back, what's the word? Like, she's not necessarily, based on how I read the book, how I was viewing the book, I felt like she was like at the backdrop of things. Because, Chia, when you're talking about Chia, you cannot miss to talk about Kadiatou, because she's in her house, she has this child, and she's also meeting all of her friends and what. But her story is also very deep. Kadiatou is coming from Guinea, she's not Nigerian. She's also new in the US, she's looking for a better life. Let's talk about her experience with the guy. What do you guys have to say about that?
I like Kadiatou as a character.
But
I feel like she definitely, out of the four ladies, had the saddest story. But at the same time, she was like super humble, and like she's one of those people who, and in this present time, she loved her job, because like she went through because for her she's the types of people who grew up in the culture where FGM is practiced, because both her and her sister went through FGM. And like she was those ones raised of, you don't really need to be educated because you need to get married, and like in her culture it was, you need to get married to your cousin because you want to keep it like in the family and all that. And that's how she was raised, and that's what she knew was right. and she was very like she liked being a background character when her sister like back when she was growing up with her sister, she liked being a background character. So I feel like for her, like most things that happened to her changed her, because she lost her sister, I think due to fibroids, to my understanding, when she was going through like the surgery, and then she had to get married because she found somebody that she loved, but because of that whole culture, cousin, she was told, oh, you can't marry this man that you love, you have to wait for your cousin. And then he completely went with somebody else. But so she marries like a whole man, and she's Muslim, and she's so in the religion, like her beliefs are on a high, and she expected the same from her husband. But the fact that he did other things, like he was drinking, for her it automatically was equivalent to a curse. It's like, if you're doing this, it's a curse. If you do this, it's a curse. And the fact that some her hubby seemed a bit more, I mean, is it really?
Yeah, just relax.
But in her head, like, that wasn't it. So like, she got pregnant, they lost her kid. She was like, yeah, it's because of that curse. And nilikuon. Yeah, so she lost her baby, she lost her hubby, she got another baby. She worked her way to the States. Like, she was like, she's put down, she gets back up. She's put down, she gets back up. Even like how she got to the States, it wasn't your like paper, it was really an asylum and everything. Yet she was so resilient.
I like that about her.
She was so resilient.
But then you see, now also I can relate that to just the normal human experience of people living here, to thinking about going to the US or the UK to live a better life. I feel like also Chimamanda explained, or Kadiatou herself said, that she needed to work that hard. She needed to make it. You see, and you can see the difference between her and the rest of the girls, because you understand for sure there's a big struggle when you're also coming from, loosely said, zero, and then when you're also coming from money. You see, now you're living in a new environment, you're working for these babes who are rich and whatnot. But Kadiatou, for her, this meant a lot, being in the US, working for Chia. And I liked, what was that encounter? How did they meet with Chia? I can't remember that.
Like, because she was like a maid and everything.
Yeah,
So
someone referred
like,
her.
Yeah. That's when she started.
And I remember that kind of, she said this is a good place, like the fact that she's working for Chia. But for her, meaning my main point here is, for her, Kadiatou, that job meant everything for her and her child. And she worked so hard for it, yeah. That's what I could say about Kadiatou. Just jumping on it.
Yeah, I feel like she went through a lot. That is someone who has been through a lot. So like the scenario with the guy in the hotel, that was the most heartbreaking for me, for her. And like the whole thing, how it unfolded, how again the classes, like the way privilege versus having to work for everything, and how after that guy assaulted her, yeah. And then so now they decided to go and do like file charges nini, alafu akageuziwa the whole time, and then they were turning stories to make her out to
be a liar.
Yeah. So that now her case is swept under the rug. That was so crazy to me. And then how like the other girls, that one, Omelogor, yeah, she's like, how msiachane na hii to fight. But for her, she was like, no, this is for me to be here and to continue working here. What you can see, and I don't need that justice. I need to stay in this country. I need to continue working and providing for my daughter. I'm happy to have my daughter. I don't care about. I found that to be so crazy. And but again, she's of hata kama alikuwa anapitia makuu, I feel like she's also one of the characters who we can say life, aside from success, like ingine ilikuwa a bit fulfilling. Like hakuwa, I've worked hard, I've come here, I'm doing what I'm supposed to do, I'm giving my all, and niko sawa, I'm good with it. So yeah,
I feel like in conclusion to all of this, Chimamanda did a good job she did not move away from their individual characters. but they merged. You can see for sure who Chantal is. You can see for sure who Johnny is. You can see for sure their actual character traits, right? So yeah, so I feel like despite not having, despite having personal bias for this author, I feel like it was a good book. I would definitely recommend, despite the length. You take your time, maybe read one character at a time, I don't know, and consider also reviews from us or whoever. Yeah, that's how I would conclude all of this. You?
Yeah, I feel like one of the best characters is the one we haven't spoken about.
Omelogor.
Yeah, because she was such an independent woman, and like she really inserted herself in a man's world because she was working in banking, and I really love that she was one of those people who I know who I am. I know I am like this. I'm not gonna make apologies. If I have an opinion, I'm going to say it, and it's such a rare thing sometimes. And I loved her bluntness because she just said it as it was, and she wasn't always right, but at least she said it. One thing about her, she said, and she fought for what she wanted, because like she's those people who got herself to like such a successful point. Granted, it was corrupt. Granted, it was corrupt,
Nakula from
but she
mfuko ya
was
wizi.
like, yeah, deal inafanyika hapa, me, you're not gonna block me out of this deal.
Yeah.
Like, I'm going to come, I'm going to fight. Like, she knew how to position herself with her boss, and she was also very driven. Like, her work spoke for herself, hence why, like, her work and how she sold her skill set. So yeah, how she sold her skill set to show, yes, I can do that, yes, I can handle that, and just being in the ins of knowing how this money is being moved, where is it being moved, dili iko wapi. That's how like she capitalized on like just growing and just became like that babe, like a rich baller babe who those ones of your boss doesn't want you to leave because he knows
The value is great.
yeah, even if I was to train somebody else, I won't get another you. And I feel like that's such a good
Position
place to
to be in.
to be
Yeah.
in. Yeah, and also just the insanity of her going to study, is it a PhD or a master's in pornography? I was like, yeah, this is just something only her. Yeah. Yeah, but I think one of the most interesting questions that she kept asking over and over again was, where did you learn about sex? Which is, if you think about it, like, where do people really learn about it? And like her basis of wanting to like, oh, I want to understand this more. Like, she was just in her own world, in her own direction, and just kept pushing and then like and like doing her own thing. And even like, because I think one of the things that, especially the three babes, because Kadi was a bit younger and she already had a kid, but what things that they struggled with was family pressure of, when are you going to settle down, when are you going to get married, when are you going to get married, every single time. But Omelogor she was like, yeah, no, like that thing did not shake her. Zikora was over here stressed, crying, oh, I'm 31, oh, I'm her. She was just like, yeah, me, this is what I want to do, this is the direction I want to be in. And she'd have like her little flings. Like, she really was that girl. And
Also piggybacking on that, there was something on Zikora's story where she says that Omelogor could easily get stuff just because, okay, I know she said that,
because they had like their beef.
yeah, there was a row going on, but then also she brought in the aspect that she was curvy. Was it curvy, or there was something about Omelogor physique that could get her anywhere? She was pretty, and I think also when you're confident, you become pretty in some kind of way, also because of the way you're dressing.
Yeah, but
the
also
way you
something
express
that
yourself.
Omelogor herself said is, yes, my looks will get me into the
Somewhere.
room, but my brain will get me to stay.
Yeah.
When I open my mouth and what I say, that's what you'll be like, yes, this one brings value. So you'll stop looking at me, you'll be like, what can I do for you? Yeah. And I was like, that's such a powerful thing.
Good.
Like, yeah, like she uses, yes, nimefika, but now that I'm here, I'm not like a blank. Like, sijui, like, I know why I wanted to get here. Now I have like content. I have, yeah. And I
love
loved
that,
her.
by the way. Yeah. But the fact that Zikora said it like that, I was like, okay, so we can all be mad that why are you always getting the gigs, right? But that was good. That was awesome. This character Omelogor, though I don't agree with her being blunt, because I'm always like, you can't be brutally honest sometimes. Yeah, you can just tell people and then Be nice about it.
I feel like you need one person like
Yeah.
that in
In
your
your
life.
group.
You
You
also
need-
need a
yeah.
softer person so
'Cause
that
if you- somebody
huyu
who
anatuliza but
literally-
huyu anakwambia something that
Yeah.
you'll go and think about it and like eh,
sometimes you need
Yeah,
somebody
you
to
need
like
that.
really tell you that truth that will sometimes it'll hurt you but at
Yes.
least it'll push
You know
you.
it's
Yeah.
Because even with Chia and when she was with her useless boyfriend and Omelogor told her but she didn't leave
Yeah.
him, but at
Yeah.
least I've told you
Yeah.
like
Yeah,
you're going to stay good but like I don't think this person is right, because she was like, why are you bending yourself backwards for this guy? Like I don't understand. Like yes, because I think since they're like close and like they met each other's guys and everything, especially Omelogor met Chia's guys because she tended to date people like over a longer period of time. But it's ill like when your friend asks you honestly like why, like you're dimming your light for this person and it's not making any
So you
sense.
need that in the girl group.
Yeah, you
Yes,
need it. You don't have to
definitely.
agree. Sometimes it can even take you years to see it. But
At least
but
someone
let
was
somebody
honest.
voice it. Not like once you've been together for 20 years, that's when people are like, yeah, honestly, I didn't
we all
get
knew
it.
when
Yeah.
Mama, they wait for
Crush.
you once you've separated. They're like, and we knew you were not
Yeah,
friends."
yeah, we knew it didn't. It's
Okay.
not gonna last.
So what is that gonna help
At
you
least
with?
somebody who like point blank told you, even like career wise or anything wise. Like
Yeah.
honestly,
someone.
yeah.
Because when you're experiencing any situation, you're in it and you think it's right for you. You don't see a lot of other things.
Yeah.
But someone who is outside looking in can
Can
be able
tell
to see
you.
this thing.
Honestly, don't be so
And
bitchy.
I
But she
know
kept it to her
sometimes-
circle. She kept
Yeah,
it to her
to
circle.
her
Where by the time, let's say Washira is telling you the truth, she's not coming from a malicious place, but she's telling you because like you're harming yourself at the end of the day. Because she's looking at you, she's like, hey, honestly, like this your boss, the way he treats you, like it's not nice. It doesn't mean quit tomorrow, but it's like something that maybe you weren't seeing it. You're like, you are giving excuses. You're like, yeah, but I want to grow. I want this. And sometimes maybe it's like redirection. Leave that man. Leave that job.
Do you think you're that friend in your girl group?
Sometimes.
That's
Yeah.
what I mean. The first like 2 times I'm like the software. Laugh after I'm like
We are done.
hata wewe,
I don't think I've
Easy.
ever been that girl. I'm always afraid of how it's gonna affect you as a person, because now we are questioning your decision making process and your thought process in your life.
But if you can see that your friend is clearly being dragged down,
Yeah,
don't you
you
think
need to-
you'd rather
I
like
would.
voice it out
I would.
than
But
wait?
then,
Because the
you say it in a
alternative is to
nicer
wait.
way, like in a nicer way. You know,
But sometimes yes, the next way will work. The
Yeah.
first
Or you need
time,
to
the
tell them,
second.
like,
But
you are
itafika
being
mahali
stupid.
huyu mtu unataka nitumie lugha gani? How do you want me to like? Because the softness will work up to a point.
Yeah, and also there's like the hardness, and then there's just the silence. Because
Yeah.
like we can't keep talking
Every
about Daniel.
time.
We can't keep talking
Yeah.
about, like I already told you, like
Yeah.
it'll just get to a point where it's like silence. Like okay, Daniel.
Power to Omelogor, by the way.
Yeah.
That's good. That's good. I hope she had someone to tell her that, even if it's not in the book. I hope the strong girls also have stronger girls to tell them, this is your shit. This is those kind of things.
I guess she did in a way in Chia, but like Chia's approach would be softer,
Yeah.
but she would still
that would be me.
because Chia would tell her just like
don't know,
wewe.
sorry.
No, but it's because Chia's personality is soft.
It's soft, yeah.
Is soft. So that's just like who she was. And also like her other friend that she got, they also like were really close. So like there was that. Yeah. But also like in a way Chia was like sort of jealous of that friend because she was like, but how close are you?
You know?
Does she know this and this and this?
You know, manga like it a few times. We're like,
It's like
so
no, but I feel like in relationships there's always a hierarchy. So by the time you're coming to realize, even Marcella knows. So it's not special. That's just me.
I thought it came to me fast.
Yeah,
This
so
was
there's
like,
There's like that thing. Yeah.
Do we want to conclude for the book?
yeah, I think so.
Yeah. How do you want to conclude the book for you? Is it a recommendation?
Yeah. It's a nice recommendation. Girls friendship.
for
Like
sure.
it focused yes on their relationship with men and boys and whatever, but it also focused on girl friends. So I love that. So yes, make sure you grab a copy and read. totally
Yeah.
worth it. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. I agree. Like girlfriends, like also sisters.
Yeah.
How sisters relate, moms and
Moms and
daughters.
daughters. Yeah.
Especially, I feel like moms and daughters' relationships evolves once daughter becomes a mother.
mom.
Of
Yeah,
course,
and I liked that aspect.
Or when they get the realization of, like, when you get into life, you realize the things that people have to, moms have to,
Yeah,
like women
have
have
to
to,
go
Compromise.
compromise,
Yeah.
and then now
Yeah,
you
yeah.
sit with your mom and you're like, hey, now I get.
She's just a
Yeah,
I
also
get
seeing
why.
like your parents' relationship or marriage or whatever from like an adult lens.
Yes.
Where you're like,
Hey.
oh, and that's your husband. That's your husband.
Uliji cover.
Eh, ulijituma. Yeah, so I think there's also that where like you're seeing maybe your dad from like a lens of this man.
woman.
Yeah, you're like this
Yeah.
man is like
Yeah.
a human.
A human.
So I think like that was also like spoken about in a bit, and I liked that. I think just COVID and just it's a long book, but it's a good book. Yeah, read it. It's really good. It's really good. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I will also conclude the same thing. You can read the book, maybe come in with an open mind because there are many themes there. Girl power for sure, for sure. We can never ever overemphasize on girl friendships, by the way, because you need your girls all the time. And thankful to Chimamanda for that, for sure. Yeah, I mean, basically, I would definitely recommend take it pole pole, read it slowly, please take your time, and then now maybe you can tell us what you think about it. So, in other words,
Comment section. Tell
Yeah.
us. Tell us. Yeah.
cheers.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you for watching to the end.